Welcome to episode 77 of DYWTSB. I'm Mort, and as always, I've got Queen and Pops with me tonight.
Hey, everybody.
What up, world?
How are you guys tonight?
I'm fucking great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
Dude,
Pops looks like he's dying right now.
Nah, man. Call me AJ Styles because I'm fucking phenomenal.
We had dead Queenie for a couple of weeks. Now we've got fucking dead Pops.
That's right.
Hey, let's get it, though. Can't take any more time off.
Are you looking for the newest and hottest in the world of pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 6,000 hours of the best events from over 150 of your favorite promotions from 20 different countries around the globe. Brands like Progress Wrestling, Evolve Wrestling, Combat Zone, Defy, PCW Ultra, PWX, Over the Top, Shine, and hundreds of others with fresh content added every day for only $5.99 per month. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
How about at the time of recording, SmackDown has not happened yet, so this week we're covering Raw and AEW Dynamite. So what were your highs for Monday Night Raw?
Well, real quick before we go forward, I think that's all we're going to be covering on this show is going to be Raw and AEW.
Right.
We'll have to figure out something for SmackDown. So just so everybody knows going forward, that's where we're at.
The way it looks, I know you guys are honestly busier than I am. So if the fans want a Mort solo show for SmackDown, let us know, and I can put something together, get it out sometime by midday Saturday, if that's what they want.
Cool.
Mort's going to go solo. Nice.
Well, you guys.
Fuck it, I want a fucking Mort solo.
you guys have Queen and Pops every week. Why not something with Mort to fill the day?
Go for it, honey. Work.
Let's get it, though.
Oh, yeah.
This Saturday, one day after our main show drops, we're going to have episode 1 of the Mort Show.
All right. Whatever.
Dude, my week just got better. I don't have to blog about it.
Actually, 'cause I can't watch SmackDown, so hey! There it is.
Filling in the co-host on SmackDown on Saturday, at least for this week.
No, you won't. Queenie's gone all weekend, so you can text me.
You mean you're not gonna listen to the Mort solo show?
Well, it's my anniversary this weekend with Mr. Queen, so no.
Oh, okay.
Maybe on Monday.
I think in that case, you're forgiven.
Thanks, Morty.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you.
She's taking Mr. Queen, and they're going to have their own version of SmackDown Live.
Fuck yourself. I hate you.
You know the besties had to do it. Come on now.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
She's going to put them down for the 1, 2, 3 hours. He's going to be begging for mercy.
Spit my water.
I'd sing a song, but the voice is a little very wet right now, and that wouldn't come out right.
Zombie Pops is trying to kill Queen over here.
Mort, don't you have something to say right now?
What are the highs for Monday Night Raw?
Thanks. That's what I was hoping you would say. So love the new music. Shout out to Skillet. Loved that. I like the new set. Those are my first highs. I like the general new feel. New season, new music, new opener, new video. Pyro. It's great. And the other thing that I liked was seeing that Dominic could take a bump 7,000 times like a champ.
Right.
I was impressed. Yeah, and those were my highs for my night. How about you, Mort?
My highs were the overall new feel, other than the fact that the entrance is offset. I'm a neurotic SOB, so I would prefer it to be kind of more in the middle than anything else. And also enjoyed Dominic knowing what the hell he's doing in the ring, but I also enjoyed Bray Wyatt as well, and the Fiend and what happened. Other than the fact that Rambling Rabbit passed away again.
Poor Rambling Rabbit.
But he's Zombie Rabbit, so he's going to be back. We know this.
Yeah. Pops, what about you?
Well, to be honest, I very much liked most of the show.
Same.
I like the new feel of it. I dig the new commentators. Lawler is, I don't know, he's either gonna have to find his place or they're gonna have to replace him.
Dio was great.
Yeah, but like the opening segment, right off the jump, I was thoroughly entertained watching Dominic take flat back bumps getting tossed across the ring. I'm good with that. But my high of the whole show was finally having my Becky Lynch back on TV. This was like, I think we were tweeting about it, but this was the one that we needed post-Mania.
Yep.
Instead of the one that just gave up because she was given fucking Flaky Evans.
Flaky Evans and a bullshit relationship storyline.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, I got goosebumps when she said, like, you made it personal, I'm going to make it painful. I love that line. I want that on my screen. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't have to wait till next season premiere for a decent show.
Right. Now, how about the lows of Monday Night Raw?
Well, I wouldn't say that I hated it or anything. It just was okay. A lot of the stuff were okay. I thought the heavy machinery tag with Rude and Ziggler was good. But I thought some of the other things, I was like, no, no thank you. It just wasn't as good as I was hoping. And it's a lot of repeat things. Even like Ricochet and Cesaro, I thought was going to be great. Was okay. It was all right. It wasn't the best thing. So it was a lot of just like, meh, for me. The two major lows were Lacey Evans versus Natalya. I don't know why. I just don't understand this. I don't know why it's continuing to happen. I don't know why she's still wrestling. I don't get it. So that was a low. But the biggest low was this Lana almighty piss break and Rusev thing. That was, So she comes out and I was like, why did I have to ask, where's Lana? I ask things that I don't want the answer to. Fuck. I was so pissed. And they did this whole thing and it was so uncomfortable. And I was uncomfortable. Rusev was uncomfortable. They were probably uncomfortable. And then there's freaking Corbin and Randy Orton laughing their ass off. That was the only thing that made me laugh the whole time. So maybe that's a high. But, abysmal. They tried this with Ziggler in 2015. No thanks. Let's go. Away. Anyway.
And then they did it again with somebody else in probably 2017. Because this is like the third or fourth time they've tried the infidelity angle with Lana and Rusev. Why is it seemingly that WWE wants to break Lana and Rusev up?
I mean, they can do it, but why does it have to be this?
Right. No.
Why can't it be, you haven't won anything for me, I need to find somebody that's going to be my champion that I'm going to back, blah, blah, blah. Why can't it be that? You know, it doesn't have to be that, but why can't it be something like that? Why does it have to involve, first of all, why does it have to involve Bobby Lashley? Why? All right, I'll digress. I'll stop. So I'm going to get upset.
My lows were also Lacey Evans versus Natalya, because Natty deserves better than Lacey fucking Evans. And Rusev, Lana, almighty piss break shit. If they hadn't done that, I would literally only have one thing to bitch about for Monday Night Raw this week, and that would be Lacey and Natty. But they just had to fucking end Monday Night Raw with some bullshit. Do we have to continue the infidelity things on Monday Night Raw?
Well, it's a theme. I see Pops making faces over there, so I said Pops.
Well, my ultimate low of the week was Lacey and Natty part 35. Still didn't do anything for me. But before I get to the thing that you guys hate, I thought that this was the absolute worst episode of Miz TV I've ever seen, and no one will ever hear me say another bad word about Mr. Flair again, but this was horrible.
No, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was horrible. Like, I think, to me, it was like the right hand forgot to tell the left hand what the hell was going on, because Hogan was super confused and thought that Flair was, like, really coming at him on live TV, I think. Or he was just stoned and didn't realize what was going on. But that whole situation was horrible. He didn't even have time to like introduce his captain properly before they played the music. And then it's Orton. So then like, I guess Flair's the heel in this, but everybody hates Hogan. I guess that part left me confused. And it's whatever. As far as the Bobby and Lana thing, I don't know. I think the only reason I hate it is because it's Bobby Lashley that's involved in it. Like, I mean, they got to do something, I guess, and we bitch when they don't try things, and this probably will suck, but I'm going to try to allow myself to think that Heyman has a plan for it. But if this can't get Bobby Lashley somewhat over, he's got to go. He can go to, like, I don't know, ROH, some product that I don't watch.
Back to Impact.
Great. No, I watch Impact, so you can't go there. And then, like, if ROH gets another TV deal and he's there, he can go too, because I'll watch him there. But I don't know. I mean, it did earn the WTAF of the night, you know, what the actual fuck is going on my TV. But maybe Lana's pissed because Rusev lost so much weight. Or maybe Lana's pissed because he's an American citizen now. I don't know. Guess we'll figure it out.
She's an American citizen too.
I don't know. But he just became an American citizen.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
What
Yeah,
is
so
that?
right. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's mad now. I mean, it's fucking Lana. I don't know. Maybe she forgot she was fucking married to Rusev. It's fucking
Maybe she
Lana.
did.
I don't know. But okay, first of all, I mean, they could have just at least went at it a little bit better because that was some horrible daytime soap opera kissing that was going on, like the open mouth lip, but no, like, oh, it's just weird. It's fucking weird to me.
And to me, the way Bobby had to kind of motion multiple times, it seemed like there was a miscue, or maybe it was just meant to be horrible.
Well, I mean, it's Lana and it's the almighty piss break, so even if it wasn't meant to be horrible, it was gonna be. You know what? Why can't we just switch her and Lacey out? Because at least Lana can have a halfway decent match. Way better than Lacey Evans can. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want either. No.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose one, I would rather see Lana versus Natty than Lacey versus Natty part 75 next week.
Or here's an option: Lacey versus Lana. It's a really fucked up match.
No, I don't want that.
No, that can be like a... No, I don't want that.
That can be a pay-per-view match, damn it.
And we're trying to compete.
Stop.
Could you imagine that, though? Like, that's the opener of Mania.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the one that they're going to use to get the crowd hyped up.
One hell of a way to turn people off and say, nope, we're done. No Mania for us.
There's Lana, the ravishing Russian who forgot she's supposed to have an accent this week. Against Lacey Evans, who really is from the South, but nobody gives a fuck. Fucking nasties.
I hate everything. No.
No, but for real, though, they came out swinging with this show overall. I mean, it was a lot of same old, but we're going to get a lot of same old on every freaking wrestling program that we watch. Eventually, the new one that we're going to be bragging about shortly is going to be same old. And we'll be bitching about that, too. So, they just need new creative people, not writers who aren't creative.
Or if we do have writers actually let things through for once.
Yeah, like write a story and stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. Continuity. Whoa. What's that word?
Because honestly, at this point now, as much as I didn't like the Lana and APB shit, if she ain't making out with his ass next week, I'm going to be pissed. Because I'm going to spend a whole week bitching about it. And then if it's like, oh, that story just shit to the bed, we're not going to do it anymore, I'm going to be really mad that I wasted a week talking about it. She's got to make out with him at least one more week.
No, absolutely not.
All right, and how do we fix it?
No more Lacey Evans versus Natty.
Yeah,
and
number
please,
one.
no more Lana and Almighty Piss Break, and we will not have these problems. Literally take it out, and I would have been like, all right.
I love the show.
Come on.
Because overall, the quality of matches that we got were good.
They were solid. Yeah, they were all right. Wasn't anything that I could be like, oh my God, did you see that was terrible? You know what was terrible? Natty versus Lacey Evans. Take it off.
What are they even fighting about? That's where I'm confused.
Who knows?
Like,
Who cares?
You know what I mean? Well, right, but maybe that's
exactly
why
the point.
nobody cared, because
Right.
nobody's given us the reason.
That's what I'm saying. No one cares. Who cares?
Because there's no stakes to it.
Ugh. Goodbye with that.
At this point, Cedric and AJ is not stale, even though this was like number 3 or 4 for them. But I don't think I've ever seen a stale AJ Styles match at all. So I mean, yeah, I don't really care to see the OC versus the Viking Raiders Part 6 next week. But if we get it, I'm not going to complain, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, those two things. I mean, you have a pretty deep women's roster. That's what you gave us. And it was so, yeah, I mean, it was so bad that it overshadowed, Sasha versus Alexa, which is kind of good because that match wasn't that great either.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I don't understand. It's like Sasha was hot, and then she got beat, and now I feel like there's a huge disconnect.
Because they immediately, as they have to do, they immediately dumped a bucket of cold water on a hot ass hat. It's like they're afraid to let things get over.
Yeah, but at some point you got to stop blaming the back and put it on the performer too.
It's a combination of people.
Like okay, booking wise, there was no reason for Sasha to ever be in a tag team match at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need to put her in a tag team match to establish that Bayley is her best friend. We already knew that, right?
Yep.
So that immediately kills a hot heel run because she has to look weak because at some point she needs to tag out. We asked them to do better. They did better. Now we just need to say, okay, now let's just do a little bit more. Just let's think about things. And if you really want Lacey to wrestle Natalya, do that shit before the cameras roll.
Yep.
Or find Brian Kendrick's wrestling ring in the storage unit in California and have him go do it there. Because I don't want to see it anymore. So that's my idea. I guess it's a parrot of what Queen said. Just get rid of that shit and we'll be fine. I don't know. What do you think?
As far as what I think that they wanted to continue to have Lacey and Natty, like Pop said, they wanted to have Lacey and Natty wrestle and give Lacey some more experience with a vet. Have it be a dark match. We don't need it on our TV because there's no stakes to it. And as far as the Viking Raiders in the LC, have them go and if you want to do it for repeated weeks back to back, have it be a best of 5 or a best of 7 for stakes for a tag team title match.
There you go.
We make Otis happy and just have it be for stakes.
And weights.
No. Thank you, Queen, for the obligatory laugh.
I chuckled.
I know, I was thanking you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
As friends do for each other, they laugh at bad jokes.
How about you, Queenie?
Oh, I already said take that shit out.
Oh, that's right.
She already fixed it.
All right.
I did.
We just copied what she said.
That's true.
That's why we have her around. So she sounds really smart, and then we sound smart because she sounds smart.
I mean,
So just so everyone knows, if she ever leaves us, the show's going to get real fucking stupid.
Nice.
Just being honest with everybody.
All right. On to AEW Dynamite. How about those highs?
Okay.
Fight.
I'm so excited, you guys. Okay. So firstly, I'm going to say it was so nice to have wrestling back on TNT, where you could go between 2 channels and that was so nice just off the bat. I really enjoy the set. It hasn't changed much from their pay-per-views, but the colors were beautiful. Every time you'd go and see it, it just hit really well. Their lighting was excellent. The crowd was dark a lot unless they wanted them to be light, which I really appreciated. And all the rainbow colors and the way it hit on the chandelier I thought was beautiful. The way things worked with their pyro was actually right this time, so I appreciated that. The 3-man commentary booth I thought was so much better than I originally anticipated. I was a little nervous, but I really enjoyed hearing Tony Schiavone and JR and Excalibur. I thought they actually worked very well together. Each had their own role. I really enjoyed that. There's a lot of highs for me, but I think the big overall high is we got the alternative. And while it did have this kind of WCW 90s, 80s vibe, it is something different. And that is the biggest high for me. And the second biggest high is a tie between Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara and Heyman versus Pac. Woo, child, the wrestling. Okay, those are my major, major highs. I could go on and on and on about this, but I won't. I will try to rein it in. More.
Other than the stuff that you had on about the presentation and the fact that we've got an alternative, which was great, I'm actually going to deviate from Queen for once. And the match that I enjoyed the most on Wednesday night was Riho versus Nyla Rose. Fantastic women's match. And actually, I'm going to go further than that. Fantastic match as far as I'm concerned. Because it drew me in. And for me, personally, the right woman won.
Pops? I'm scared.
Well, see, actually, I thought we were going to argue, but you said exactly what I was thinking last night as I watched the show. First of all, everyone knows I'm a huge JR fan. Everyone knows I'm a big Tony Schiavone fan. I think that you're right. I think they complemented each other very well. Like, I, in my heart, knew they would. And Excalibur, like, him being on play-by-play is the best decision. Let JR do his thing. Let Tony be funny and do his thing. Line of the night was, Tony said, he knows he's supposed to be impartial, but he really wanted Cutler to shut the little prick's mouth. Like, it made me laugh. Because that's the Tony that I hear every week. But you're right. And what you touched on that I thought that you'd be upset with me about and a lot of people in my other wrestling bubble have not said, and I don't know why they haven't, is that this show, from first bell to, well, even the end of the show, felt like a mid-90s WCW show. It was produced like one. It was written like one. And I'm not upset about it. I'm not, like, people are like, oh, you're a dick. No, I'm not mad about it.
Mm-mm.
But we have to not rely so much on nostalgia that we forget that we're a young company. And
right.
You don't want people tuning in and saying, oh, this is a rerun from 1990, and then have to watch it like, oh shit, those guys weren't even alive in 1990, whatever. So that's my fear. But overall, I gave the show a solid B. I don't really grade shows, I guess. With our new family members, all this VF Wrestling, they would call this a well. Great. I did not enjoy Cody and Sammy, though. I don't know why.
Well, wait till your turn. For your lows, okay?
No, but it's not a low. I don't know, So, but my high, like my ultimate high, was Nyla and Rio. I thought that was the match of the night. Obviously, that's my opinion, but they did keep me interested, and they did one thing that every wrestling product should do on a television show, is they made me want to tune in next week.
Yep.
So I'm fucking excited. I didn't even watch NXT yet. I heard it was a phenomenal show. I'm sure it was. But here's the thing, like, it's going to be hard for me to separate, my, like, love of this new thing and then have to, like, watch something completely separate that's kind of, like, still a new thing to me, but it's, like, an older thing to me, too. So I'm going to have to figure out how to take the yolk from the whites on that, so.
Yeah, it's tough. I watched NXT today, and while it did have some good moments, there were a lot of missteps, I felt like, and while some very cool things did happen, it wasn't as good as I was hoping. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on over there. It's going to be interesting to see where they go in the next couple of weeks. It's not bad. There just was some things that I was like, ooh, that should not be on right now, you know? And that's how I feel about some of the things in AEW as well. So they both kind of had that moment where I was like, this could not be here, and I'd be all right with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But overall, you guys, like, if you look at the stats and the numbers and the data, 1.4 million people tuned in for AEW last night, and 891,000 tuned in for NXT. Chalk that up a little bit to the hype, chalk that up a little bit to marketing, chalk it up a little bit to the premiere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that is a huge number. Huge. I wasn't even sure they'd get to 1 million, let alone 1.4. That's fucking wild and exciting. You know, it just reinforces the fact that, you know, we want this new thing and people are into this new thing. That has to just be so special. And Wednesday nights are fun. This is fun. And that was the biggest takeaway, I think. It was fun.
I agree. The one thing I'm going to say before we move on to the lows is that lucky ass fan who got Cody's weight belt at the end of that match. I'm not jealous at all. Hopefully it doesn't end up on eBay. Because I'm sure Cody'd be pissed.
Yeah, they were fighting over that pretty good.
Oh yeah. On to the lows for AEW Dynamite.
All right. So the MJF Brandon Cutler match for me was a waste. Now, it accomplished a few things for MJF, and that's fine. But for me, Brandon Cutler felt completely out of place with this entire card on this opening night. He didn't look very good. And, you know, Brandon Cutler is the BTE guy. Mm-hmm. You know, we know him as a lot of the behind the scenes and stuff, and I think he's excellent in that role. I'm just not sure the ring is his thing, not to make a rhyme. But it just didn't flow the way it should have. There was a lot of missteps and miscues, and I just was a little disappointed. I don't mind that MJF won quickly, A, because it ended the match, but B, it establishes that tap-out thing, and it gives him some more momentum as they're trying to build him as the nasty heel within AEW, next to Shawn Spears, of course. So I feel like, and Jericho, obviously, but I feel like...
Impact.
Yeah, but, and it did, I would say your typical heel. I put it that way. Pac is his own type of heel. I feel like MJF and Jericho, both shit talkers.
Right.
Pac is, I'm going to murder you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very different. But yeah, I see, include him too in the heel conversation. But I just mean, for what they're trying to establish for him, I just don't think this was it.
Right.
So I was very disappointed with that. I was also very disappointed with the women's title belt. Let me be clear on that. I love the design. I think it's beautiful. I like the shapes. I like the touch of rose gold. I like that it's a women's belt, but it's not a butterfly. Like, there's feminine aspects, but it's not girly. And I like that part a lot. I just don't understand why it's so small. Mm-hmm. It makes it look so much less than even the tag titles in which they debuted, which I think are dope. But for me, it was like a small, and it needed to be a large. You know, like, you know, you get McDonald's French fries and you get a small and you're like, fuck, I should have gotten the large. Yeah, that's what it should have been, because it just, even on a small woman, it's still small. And I don't like that.
Or at least not if it wasn't going to be the same exact size as the world title belt, at least make it a medium-sized belt so it's not dwarfed by everybody.
Right, and you're trying to tell me this whole story that you're going to have, you know, equality and blah, 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 and then you do that. I don't like that. Your tag title should not be bigger than your women's title. Sorry, wrong. And while your tag teams are very good, and I understand that you're trying to build your entire roster around that, these are your male and female champion. They should have belts that are at that stature. They don't need to be the same size. If you want to make the actual AEW title the biggest one, that's fine. But you need to give that some oomph.
Right.
And that really, really bothered me. So those are my two major lows, and the rest are just like stupid nitpicky things like, I didn't really care for Jay and Silent Bob. That wasn't necessary. I like the SoCal Uncensored one. That was kind of cool with their Barack Obama impression, and that's fine. I didn't need both of those back to back. So yeah, those would be my lows.
Biggest low for me, because everything else I think can hopefully be fixed in the coming weeks as we learn more of the storylines. But for me, the 6-man tag and the women's title match should have been swapped, because I get it. A ton of your mainstream named guys are in that 6-man tag and interfering in it. But do you really not want one of your big titles to be the last image for your debut episode?
I hear that, but I think if we're thinking about it, you had people interfering, and you had a huge surprise at the end. I think if they had gone last, it would have taken the steam out of it, like they did it All Out. They put them in the wrong part of the card at All Out, and they've done it before. And I think this was a good spot for them for that reason. I totally understand, and I would have loved for them to put the emphasis on the championship for this, but it is the opening show, so right. I feel like if they're going to have Mox come and Jack Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, come, they kind of have to do that as the closing. Because if they did that before the women's match, everybody wouldn't really give it the same oomph. That's my only thing. But I do agree that I wish it was on a different night, but like also not on a different night at the same time.
Maybe they shouldn't have crowned the women's champion on the first show. Because I agree, I do 100% agree with the booking, because you got to think about it. Everyone is that skeptical of this company is, the Being the Elite guys, they're going to be dominant. They're just going to run roughshod over everything. Well, guess what? The first episode of the Being the Elite show, according to these skeptics, they were all fucking left laying. Mm-hmm. I like Hager. I have a problem with Hager being the surprise. Because it's another former WWE guy that's standing tall. That's the one thing that I want them to be super, super careful of going forward is WCW failed for a reason. Can't pick up former stars and try to make them new stars and think it's going to run your company. We were promised new stars, new people, new beginnings. When's the last time we saw Sonny Kiss? When's the last time we saw any of these quote-unquote new guys? They're losing time for these former superstars. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I want them to be careful of. They don't become WCW light. And I'm not trying to, I'm not shitting on the show. I loved the show. I loved seeing 5 wrestling matches in 2 hours and very little fodder. I really did. But that's the one thing you got to be careful of. Is you can't become WCW light. You're producing your show like WCW. You're presenting it like they did. You have the fucking 2 top announcers from WCW days as your two of your 3 announcers. It's like, when can we draw a line?
Yeah, and I'm hoping that because it was the first one, and we're getting that legitimacy with Jericho as the champion, it's that vibe for that reason. It's taking us into television, and then from here we're going to slowly build, because you have to think about a couple of things, at least from my perspective. I think that Jericho is going to go on tour soon with Fozzy. He's also confirmed to be in New Japan fighting Tanahashi. I don't think he's going to do that with the belt. So I think that we're going to see a lot of things start to change and move and flow, and we are hopefully going to get those new people. We got them in the women, and we got them with Sammy. I thought he made a great showing for himself in that match with Cody. I thought even MJF coming more and more popular, it's still good. I want more new things, though. Mm-hmm. And they had dark matches after, which I think should have been on the main card. I would have preferred to have the women's match with B and I just lost it. But B and somebody versus Penelope Ford and Britt Baker. I would have preferred to have that on the main show rather than MJF and Cutler. But also, the fact that we had the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega on one side versus Chris Jericho and LAX on the other as your main event on TNT of AEW. What the actual, like, what is happening? It's like 2019 is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would say that sentence out loud. And that's the thing. It's like, even though we had these people, they were laid out. I totally agree, which I think is great, as they should. And I understand that they're bringing like WWE people back. I get it, and I hope they don't rely on them. But also, it was a pretty cool way to see that all end with the two sides kind of forming. But that's just my perspective.
Piggyback on that, I would have rather seen the opening dark match on the television, which was Cena versus Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
Darby's a fucking star.
I would like that too. That would have been great. I just would like to see more women, that's all.
And do we want to fix anything as of yet, or do we want to leave it be and see the next week or so, and then let things form better before we start ripping them apart and saying what we can do better?
I would like to leave it. This was such a special, unique episode. Literally the first one ever. I think we said what we didn't really like about it, and maybe that's enough for now. But if you guys want to change anything, go for it.
I mean, I would just swap some matches. That's it for me.
Hey everyone, it's your girl, the Queen of NE, and I'm so excited to tell you about my show, Queen's Court. It's an awesome, fun, super interactive podcast led by yours truly, bringing you some awesome interviews, some great collabs, and just enjoying discussing our beloved sport of wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at the Queen of NE, on Instagram at xthequeenofne, and of course my podcast, Queen's Court, on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are out. I encourage you to come take a listen to something new, something fresh, and something that you can only have when you hold court with the Queen.
As of right now, there's 3 matches announced for Hell in a Cell, so we'll just run these down real quick, and then we will call it an episode. First, we've got Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper in a tag team match.
I don't care, but Roman and Daniel Bryan, I guess.
I also don't care, but Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, simply because Harper just came back, and I'd like to have him pin somebody.
Have you heard what he's been saying about WWE, though? I don't know if that's going to happen.
I have not. What's he been saying lately?
That WWE stole all of his ideas, and he didn't get any credit for it, and a bunch of shit. He's not happy.
Yeah, he said that WWE stole his friend's design for the first Wyatt family shirt and never paid him for it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that too.
Roman must win at every pay-per-view, so that's where I'm going with that.
Then we've got Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's Championship.
I am so ready for this. I am so ready. If it's going to be anything like their last time, let's go. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. If they don't put the belt on Sasha, I don't understand why they brought her back. I just don't. They've been booking her like a chump, and I don't like it. Don't bring her back to be this badass with her new hair and her new look and beat up Becky with a chair and go after all these people and then lose. No. So you either need to pull the trigger now, or you better have some crazy-ass story about how it's going to work. I just think, like, with Becky right now, if you think about it, I think she's going to go to Fox in the draft because of all of her appearances on all the Fox stuff. And I think it might make sense for her to be there. So they might give it to Sasha and then keep Bayley on SmackDown and maybe move Charlotte to Raw. That's just what I'm thinking. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Sasha.
I agree. I would think Sasha just came back. You didn't give it to her the first match that they had. So you've got to kind of have Sasha win here, or as you said, Queen, why'd you bring her back?
I'm going with Sasha because she's gonna straight up murder Becky in that Hell in a Cell.
Let's fucking go.
Like, I am
Hyped.
that, like, the only reason I'm watching that pay-per-view is for this match. I don't think they could give it to Sasha in the first one because it's too predictable. So this one, she is. she's gonna make Becky her bitch.
Or
Can't wait.
Or they could have done what they tend to not do with Sasha, is have her win on the first go round, and then have her retain here. Since we know she doesn't usually retain titles.
She's not really good at keeping a title.
They're not good at allowing her to keep the title. I think.
I think blue-haired Sasha is a money drawing Sasha.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, and the last match that's currently on the card as of Thursday night is Seth Rollins versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Hell in a Cell match for the Universal Championship.
I'm going to say this here very clearly. If The Fiend does not get this fucking belt, I'm not watching WWE anymore. If you do not strike while the iron's hot, you are stupid. Money machine. Also sell the masks. I really want one. And the lantern. I mean, that is what I meant. I meant the lantern, not the mask.
I think you've got to give The Fiend the belt here. While initially when the match was announced, I'm pretty sure I think we all said it was a little too early. But now that you've got this match, you have to have The Fiend win. You can't bullshit us out of a fucking Fiend title reign because you want to have some Undertaker or Kane fuckery to screw him out of the belt in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
And if you do
fuckery.
and if you do that, you shouldn't have booked the fucking match.
Jeez. You're hostile today. You pulled out the word fuckery, and I know you're really mad when you say fuckery. That's crazy.
If Bray Wyatt loses this match, I will be screaming from Sunday to Thursday next week. Hashtag WWE fuckery.
If The Fiend loses, and on Monday night we get a Seth Rollins survive and prevail shirt, I'm gonna fucking throw up. Listen, The Fiend needs to win.
Yep.
Period. And you want to know what? He's going to win, and I'll tell you why he's going to win. Because fucking Rambling Rabbit's going to help him win. You just watch.
Zombie Rabbit comes back from the dead and helps Bray win.
See, I'm glad I could make everybody laugh before we end this show. The Fiend is going to win, and then we're going to get the coolest fucking Fiend Universal Championship belt ever.
We
It's going to
better.
have his face on it, and it's going to be like zombie leather, and it's going to have like chocolate stains on it from the pig, and Sister Abigail's going to be there.
The fuck?
Fuck, it's going to be fucking awesome.
You're going to have his puppets on the side plate and shit?
Motherfucking right he is. He has to win, right?
Absolutely.
If he doesn't win, let's just cancel this show. It would be fitting.
Right.
We started the show because they couldn't book him right, and we just end it because they couldn't book him right. We'll have a show, but it'll just be called Fuckery by the WWE, and we'll all three of us will write poetry about fuckery.
Slam poetry?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to body slam you into a wall because you fucked us up.
Yeah, like I was there when you were not.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt is a
Mama said knock you out.
I can't. Stop, LL Cool J.
is a gift from Bray Wyatt to WWE. They need to not fuck this up.
And he needs to be a dominant fucking champion. Dominant.
Yep.
Months. I mean months long.
Hey, wait. What if Bray Wyatt is behind Lana fucking around with Bobby Lashley?
Why would he care about that?
What?
Mind control.
Why wouldn't he?
Because, no. I just want him to, like, win the championship and come out and, like, walk in the hallway and see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss and be like, yo, let's roll. And Nikki's like, bye, bitch.
Yep.
And she leaves and becomes Sister Abigail. That's what I would like to happen.
That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
That would
It's like,
be
all right,
awesome.
that was fun. Good talk.
What if Alexa was Sister Abigail?
No.
Boom! Mind blown.
She doesn't have that in her. She's exactly where she needs to be.
No, she's a little bit too far down on the card.
I meant, like, character-wise. Like, the tweener works for her. She's not a Rosemary, Nikki Cross vibe.
All right. Do we have any closing thoughts?
You guys, I had so much fun on Wednesday.
Same.
Like, so much fun.
Yeah, you-
I actually cried, like, a few times. I cried. I marked out like a little kid. I haven't felt like that. I don't remember the last time I felt like that watching a wrestling television show. That's how long it's been. Awesome.
I had tears in my eyes, but for a completely different reason.
Why do you
I
have
don't.
to my nice moment with your absolute fuckery?
'Cause-
Why?
Hashtag Pops fuckery.
God damn it. Here I am, just trying to tell real facts, and you have to ruin it. Fine. Go ahead, Mort. What are your closing thoughts?
I thoroughly enjoyed most of Monday Night Raw and AEW, and hopefully AEW can continue their momentum they seem to have established for this debut show, and hopefully it doesn't fall into the pit trap of 90s WCW, because that would suck. How about you, Pops?
My closing thoughts are that I love that my two best friends had a good wrestling week.
Hashtag Fig Life.
And I also haven't said hashtag Fig Life in months.
Yeah.
Hey, asshole. Anyway,
Podcast.
my closing thought is that I am absolutely happy that I am a wrestling fan right now. Anyway, hashtag support independent wrestling podcast, bitches.
And use our
This
code
is-
on powerslam.tv for free month. Holla back,
And
bitches.
check us out on the Midwest Sports Network. Holla!
What?
Gang, gang!
Also, my birthday is in 17 days. I hope you're coming up with something fun.
This has been your episode of DYWTSB. Talk to you all next week.